never sacrifice your authenticity for someone else's approval. For me, that is so powerful. Hello, my love. Welcome back to the lounge. I'm gonna start this video with a confession. I gotta admit this because I'm so guilty as charged. So the past few days, I've been binge watching a lot of squirrel videos on YouTube. Yes, you heard it right. Squirrel videos. If I can show you my watch history now, I'm really obsessed. I gotta admit that. And I'm thinking of getting a squirrel as a pet sometime in the future, but I'm thinking squirrels are considered wild animals, so it's still a plan for now. We're not gonna talk about squirrels in this video, but I stumbled on this one squirrel video that really relates to the topic of our video today. That is, don't let anyone dim your light. So I stumbled on this squirrel video that is so cute. I gotta admit that. And I gotta share that link on my description as well if you want to look at that video. And that video has this guy who had like pet squirrels on his backyard or his terrace, and he left an advice for his squirrel, and that advice is never sacrifice your authenticity for someone else's approval. For me, that is so powerful. I got to admit that for a long time, I got into this mindset, which is conformity, na very terrible advice to follow talaga to. I subject myself to conformity because I think that will please a lot of people, especially my family, my closest friends, classmates, just generally people around me. I don't want to embrace my weirdness. I have to act normal as always and like conform to this idea of the society that get into school, get good grades, finish my studies, get a decent job, and then that's it. That's how I will thrive in life. Pero hindi pala. There's a lot of negative thinking. Also the lack mindset then na money doesn't grow on trees. Like you have to really work. You have to go to a work that pays you in an hourly basis so that, yeah, that's how you can thrive on life. In reality, we know that there's this thing called passive income or like investing that, we're not open to that opportunity or we're not open to those mindsets because there's a lot of people around us, especially our family, our relatives that will tell you this is the only way that you can get ahead of your life. This is the only way you can earn money. This is the only way you can survive. Even when we're young, we have these dreams or aspirations of we want when we grow up, and natabunan na yon because of these beliefs, these mindsets, this conditioning na deeply na-ingrained sa atin, pinroject sa atin, in-indoctrinate sa atin. And yun, parang na-shroud na yung what we are really inside, like na-buried na yung true selves natin. I also fell victim to that, to the point na I feel like I'm not deserving of good things. Like, I want to have like a soft lifestyle, na parang people around me na, no, you can't. Because in our family, in our relatives, a lot of them go to the traditional having a 9 to 5 job or went abroad. That's when they have a good life. So deciding to have like, for example, having your own business or pursuing, for example, I know in myself, I want to be in the creatives, in the writing, producing films. And people around me will quickly dismiss that. Oh, no, you can't do that. We don't have that kind of career in our like within our relatives, within our family. So you can have it. Probably you also have like a huge endeavor that you want to pursue, like for example, creating your own business or pursuing art, or you want a different path or career path to take, and people around you might tell you that it's only reserved for a few ones who has already advantage, who has already money, that opportunities are limitless to them. And for us who doesn't have like an abundance of money, no, we can't have that. We are born to we're born to have day job and struggle. You can't have that easy lifestyle. You can't pursue what you really want. You have to be practical. Yeah, that's what they ingrain to us. And you have to be practical. That's why they really like limit us. because pursuing a career in creative is really, even I tried switching careers. It's really hard. I'm gonna tell you, but I'm not regretting it in any kind, even though I have like a not so competitive salary compared to my peers now who still have the same course or career, or yeah, climbing the corporate ladder. I am not regretting it because I know in myself that I choose myself. I choose what I really want, and I am pursuing the path that I know is what my true self wants. If you really don't have the self awareness to really decipher or really be conscious, to have this awareness of these different kinds of POV and not really yours, you will really like be drowned into it. And you will one day wake up and realize that what am I doing with my life? Why am I pleasing a lot of people around me? Why are people around me happy but I am not? I don't want you guys to experience what I experience. So moving on, I gotta share this story na nung bata. Sa Tagalog na ako kasi hindi ko na kaya. When I was young, I have this playmate. Hindi ko na siya masyadong tanda. I think we're 7 or 8 around those times. And we decided that we have like art materials at home. We have this bond papers and crayons. And then we decided, oh, let's try to draw something. Ganyan. Syempre, ako as a kid, di ba? I just draw the usual na dinodrawing ng mga alam mo yun, yung mga hindi naman ganun ka-wild yung imagination and hindi naman hindi naman ako sobrang genius when it comes to art. So I draw the usual. So I'll draw you a sample of what I drew that time. So that time, I drew something like this. Yung mountain, tapos may fields, tapos may sun. So, syempre nung bata ako, proud na ako niyan. And then, siya, di ko na masyadong matandaan yung drawing niya nun. Basta something abstract na yun. basta, naman pag-drawing ng bata, di ba? Minsan, kung ano-ano na lang. So, nung nakita niya yung drawing ko, sabi niya, wow, maganda, galing mo mag-drawing. Kinompliment niya. Tapos, hanggang sa busy na kami nagkwekwentuhan. Tapos bigla ko na lang namalayan. Alam niyo ba, kumuha na lang siya bigla ng black crayon, and then, ginawa niya is, I'll show it to you. Tapos, nagulat na lang ako, ginanya niya yung sun ko. And I was like, what? What? So at that time, I was flabbergasted, confuzzled. Like, I was confused na parang, why? And then, at a young age, like, yeah, I think, 7 or 8 years old ako noon. Parang at a young age, I realized that not everyone is really at your best interest, na even if you are, shining on your own, even if you're doing something na you're not hurting anyone naman, other people will feel jealous, insecure, or yeah, they don't like you. Yeah, you're just existing, and yeah, they don't like you. It just happens. It is what it is. Parang ganun. And syempre nung bata ako, hindi ko naman siya confront about na ano lang talaga ako, na-bewildered lang talaga ako na parang, bakit? Syempre nung time na yun, parang naging proud lang naman ako sa drawing ko. And syempre nung time na yun, parang, di ba, nag-drawing lang naman ako. Hindi ko naman siya inaway or anything. Nag-drawing lang naman kami. And bigla na lang yung cross out yung sun ko. So yun, after nun, I learned my lesson that not everyone will be at your best interest, or you'll never please anyone. And I also learned this lesson na I will never draw a sun again. Charis. So, so it's really important to have your own POV and have this version in your mind of your true self, because if not, other people will, impose to you of what's the version of you in their minds, and you will be like unconsciously, you'll be subconsciously adapt that identity or this version of you in their mind. Like, for example, so in the family, I'm the middle child, I'm the second one. Sorry ma, I have to have this as an example. Pero in my mother's perception, I am the black sheep, of course. I think parang for the longest time, she's in a way projecting her frustrations. Growing up, I didn't really felt supported by her. Supported in a way na parang she favors more the eldest and of course, yung bunso. Na parang ako, kung ano na lang, bahala na sa akin, ganun. Whenever I fail or whenever, I don't get to be on par of the success of my other siblings. Nabavalidate or parang my mother has this narrative na, ay, black sheep naman siya eh. Nature na niya yan. Binavalidate or ina-affirm niya yon sa friends niya, sa relatives na niya, eh, ano siya eh, ideal child siya, ganyan. Parang, sakit talaga siya sa ulo, ganyan. If you're not aware that this is happening around you, talagang ma-adapt mo talaga yung identity na yon. Parang, nag-fit in ka na lang doon sa version of yourself that they place in you or they have in mind. So I think that's not the way to live. And you really have to step up and do something about it. Having self-awareness helps talaga. So when I became aware of that, ayun, I realized na and noticed that there are people who are self-made, that they started from zero, but now they have created their own success. I delved myself into personal development, to self-improvement, because I have to form this mindset or this highest version of myself in my mind so that when I know her or realize her in my head, I know which actions to take in order for that version of myself to materialize or to be realized. So as I discovered or as I delved deeper into my personal development, I discovered that I am really a kind person or I am really someone who have this best interest for someone. Or like for example, if people are coming to me, they are telling their stories, their struggles, their problems, and I am there to really give them good advice. And I feel like, and I realize that I really have a good heart. I have the good intentions to make someone, transform their lives and give them hope that they can do something for themselves. If you have good intentions and you're holding yourself in high morals, then why not amplify yourself? Why not create a YouTube channel and share your stories and share how you got into self-improvement and how are you improving day to day, documenting your journey, your progress. Why not amplify yourself or why not step into something that's greater than what you are now? So it's really important to realize your potential and not just potential, but also your purpose. It's such a waste to have these gifts and keep it to yourself. Even if people are not at your best interest, even if people are not validating you for the things that you're doing, like if you're being kind, if you're helping someone, and you really know in yourself what are the actions or steps to take to the path that where you want to be. Like for example, you want to write a book or start a new business, you want to go to another country or to live a different life, pursue a different career. We really have this freedom, but you're already fortunate if you really know where you want to go. And if you're not aware yet or you don't know where to go or you don't have an idea of that highest version of yourself yet, it's okay if you don't know it yet for now, because it's really a journey. Even for me, it took so long. It took me years. I'm now in my 30s. Ngayon pa lang talaga ako gumagawa ng actions so that I can realize my potential. I'm gonna share this quote that I stumbled also somewhere in the internet. I'm not sure if it's from a video or a post, but the quote is, "From my point of view, it is immoral for a being not to make the most intense effort every instant of his life," by Jose Ortega Gasset. As they say, we only have this life. We don't know what happens in the afterlife. We don't know if we're gonna be reincarnated or whatever. But you have this life, you have the decision to really, do something. If you're aware that you've been in the victim mindset or lack mindset for so long, take the steps to really get into that point where you're determined to do whatever it takes to face on the adversity, whatever it takes to go into the success that you have set for yourself. I also got this mantra or idea from Lisa Nichols. That is, if you feel like your light is too bright for other people, let them wear shades. Yeah, let them wear shades. I'm gonna wear my shades now because your light is too bright for me. Okay. So, ayun, I hope you got something out from this video, and I hope this video caused something like a mindset shift for you. And my mission is to make one video that will reach even just one person to take courage and transform their life. So, yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Bye.